Well, folks, the bye week is here. Sadly, no Sam Houston Bearcat football, but I really hope you enjoy today's video. I actually just got done recording, about to put this intro video in there and edit. But yeah, please leave a like on this video if you enjoy this kind of film breakdown kind of stuff. I really like doing this kind of stuff, especially as someone that wants to learn the game of football a lot more and better understand the game itself. But yeah, we did this kind of video a few months ago on Jay Spower breaking down his film. So if you like this kind of video, be sure to leave a like and of course subscribe today to Sam Houston Sports Talk if you haven't already. We're trying to reach 200 subscribers before the beginning of basketball season. So if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe. And if you have, tell your friends, share the YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's get right into it.
Alrighty guys, today we are going to be looking at the game-winning drive a few weeks ago when Sam Houston took on the Texas State Bobcats in the H-Town Showdown, a rivalry renewed. These two teams had not faced each other in over a decade, and it of course had to be close, and it ended on a pretty crazy note. And apologies in advance. I am starting to get a little congested. It is that time of year. Texas starting to hopefully see fall. Hopefully we get that 70s or so weather, just nice and cool, especially with football. You cannot beat that feeling, folks. But enough with the banter. Let's get started. But it all started with a Texas State mistake. Texas State drove down the field. Texas State had opportunity to get this out to a two-score game if they could execute on this drive and get into the end zone, but the defense for Sam Houston made a terrific stand, especially once Texas State got into the red zone, and a few mistakes here and there forced Texas State to a 4th and 5, and with a field goal, it makes it a 5-point game, so Sam Houston would have to get into the end zone on the next drive to take the lead and not settle for a field goal. But on a 4th and 5, the offense stayed out there for Texas State, and then at the last second, G.J. Kinney throws out the special teams unit for the field goal. 3, 2, 1 on the play clock. It snapped. It's good, but Kinney called a timeout, and then a few minutes later, this is what happened. Mason Shipley misses the 36-yard field goal, even after hitting a 60-yard field goal to end the first half. Sam Houston goes crazy, and there's a reason why. They have time. 6:49 left in the fourth quarter to try and make a monumental comeback. Alright guys, so before we get started with this first play, we'll circle a few key things for y'all to keep an eye on throughout. And guess what, guys? I have a new tool to use, especially since I would like to do more of these film breakdowns for other things, especially during the bye week for you guys. Especially since for how long I've watched the game, there's still things I still want to learn, and there's still things I still need to learn to truly try to at least do my best to completely understand this game. But anyway, there's a couple things I want y'all to keep an eye on. I want y'all to keep an eye on the tight ends throughout this drive. You're going to see 12 personnel a lot throughout this drive. 2 tight ends, 1 running back, either Jay Ducker, or DJ Kinney. And I want you to also keep an eye out on the wide receivers. They're not going to get any passes thrown to them, but they are going to play an important part, especially this guy right here, Ife Adeyi. But also, a key position group to keep an eye on as well is going to be the offensive line. They do a tremendous job throughout this drive. I mean, without them, honestly, this drive is impossible. Yeah, you can point to your playmakers like Hunter Watson, your skill players, and Hunter Watson and Jay Ducker, DJ McKinney, that were pretty big on this drive. But without the O-line and the tight ends in the trenches, this drive wouldn't have been successful, in my opinion. Let's start right now. All right, first play of the drive from the 20-yard line. Hand off to Ducker. Bam! Gets hit, but bounces to the outside. Gets a good 5-6 yard gain. I mean, this drive, folks, right here, it could have began badly for Sam Houston. I mean, the line just gets kind of decimated right here as we stop and go. Texas State rushes in 2 linebackers as well to help out their front and closes that gap right there. Chaos happens. Ducker bounces off of his own man. I think that's either Don. Yeah, I believe that's James Don he bumps into, but he has all of this. We'll back this up a little bit more to get to the spot I want. All right, got it right in the spot I want. And when you have a guy, I mean, yeah, this whole thing collapsed. Like, look at how chaotic it is over here. But when you have a guy like Jay Ducker and you give him all of this space to operate with his experience, you're just asking for trouble. And also, watch Hunter Watson does. Watch him go block upfield. I mean, this guy just amazes me every time I watch film on him throughout the season. Just watch what he does. I mean, not many quarterbacks are making that block right there on number 27, and gives Ducker much more space to operate. A day as well. He had a good sticking to this guy, making 10, kind of work around him, but overall great first play. Could have ended badly, but Ducker with the wherewithal and awareness to extend it. All right, second play of the drive, motion by Elijah Sohn. Handoff to Ducker, leaps over a man, and just a great play by Ducker to, kind of just adjusting on the fly. And that's kind of what I like about Ducker. He thinks on his feet. He thinks fast. He doesn't try to do too much, but also try to adjust on the fly. And he smartly does it. And nice blocking right here by the right side of the O line to open up this gap. But 10 for Texas State is there to make this tackle, and he should make this tackle. I think anybody on the defensive side will say, like, hey, this is the tackle you need to make right here. But he slips, and Ducker leaps over him and just leaves him in the dust. Good block right here by Sohn after he motioned to the right to get upfield, and good yard pickup right here by Jay Ducker. All right, next play, you're going to see DJ McKinney is now in the game. I believe he's going to motion out here. Let this play out. I think this is the play I'm thinking of right here as Watson motions him out there. And this is going to be just a QB draw by Hunter Watson. I mean, you have plenty of time. You don't need to do too much. Just a nice little gain right there. But here's where, if you weren't paying attention at first sight, why the old line, or how I can see the old line definitely improve. You're going to see number 71, James Dawn the second. He's going to make a little loop. I don't know the exact term of this, but he's going to make a little loop right there and get the outside rusher so he doesn't have a chance to get into the backfield and tackle Watson at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. But watch James Dawn the second on this one. Nice loop, nice blocking. And you also saw Ethan Hagler, the center for the Bearcats, after he snaps it, follow the mouse right here, block, block, block. Like, just good job by Ethan Hagler to get upfield and make another block at that second level. And a nice pickup once again on the ground for Sam Houston. Next play happens quickly, but this graphic right here just shows how crazy Sam Houston's performance on the ground was. 72.3 yards per game on the ground that Texas State allowed, 8th in FBS at the time. 257 yards allowed at this point. And on this one, after a looks like a quick audible was called, but motion by a day, that's going to be important down the line. A quick, couple yard pickup by DJ McKinney, and that's really kind of the best play that Texas State's going to have on defense. But this motion by a day, it's going to come big down the line. I just want you to keep an eye on a day from here on out, because this motion's going to come in handy down the line in a very funny way. But just watch this motion by Ife, longtime Bearcat, like experience. He knows what his role is. All and makes a nice little pop on that on number 7 of Texas State. But measly a couple yard gain, 3rd and 3 coming up, and the best play of this drive is about to happen. All right, folks, and this is right here, like I said, the best play of the drive. So motions to the right, Watson design QB run, big gain, just great blocking overall. Like, let's watch that again. Look at Larson getting out there. Look at Dawn taking out 2 Bobcats. Ducker getting down the field. I mean, you can't. Everyone executed their assignment on this play. If I'm just seeing it from a simpleton standpoint, but you're gonna see Elijah Sohn, as he's motioned from the right, go out and block. You're gonna see Ducker be the lead blocker for Hunter Watson, go out and block, along with Fernando Garza, along with Ife Adei. And you're going to also see Rhett Larson go out there and make his blocks as well. I mean, this is a convoy, in a sense, for Hunter Watson, who had a big game. And you can kind of see James Dawn as well take out 2 to 3 Bobcats. I mean, to just make it harder for Texas State. I mean, just great execution overall. I just love that play so much. All right, next play. Texas State called a timeout to stop the clock. 3:42 remaining. I want y'all to, and here comes the motion again from Ife Adei. But this drive, I want you to watch. I'm gonna actually clear this out so you can see it. Simeon Evans right here. He's been such a big, vital part of this team. Just watch what he does. Along with the offensive line, you're gonna see James Dawn second do another loop around again, as the old line, including again your part of your 12 personnel, 1 running back, which is good old Ducker right here, and if I complete this too, your tight ends. Just, I mean, that's funky, but I'm pretty sure if y'all follow along, it makes total sense. But just watch this play. Dawn, just boom. Evans blocked down there on 10. I mean, this block by Evans may not seem important, but it is, because it gives Watson just that bit of extra breathing room. And Dawn getting down the field. I mean, Sohn again up the field. I mean, the blocking was just superb, guys, and it's only going to get better. And this play right here is why the motion by Day is such a big deal. 3 guys on Texas State jump to try to get the jump, no pun intended, on the play, but there was no play because it was all by design, guys. I mean, I'm saying this now because looking at the film, but every time a day motion, they snap the ball on the clap. But this time, they don't snap the ball. Texas State, thinking that, well, the last few times a day did his motion, they snapped the ball immediately. But just by design, just really good play. It gives you a cheap 5 yards and just demoralizes the defense. All right, next play after the offsides call. Sohn motions to the right, hand off the Ducker right up the middle, and again, just the O-line just doing their jobs, pushing Texas State to the left to give Ducker that gap on the right side. And I kind of like here as well with Sohn, as after he motions, he pops out outside as well. Just watch this one more time. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty simple, but just an extra block downfield. Just really nice. If you're a Ducker, you're thinking, wow, it's really nice to have an extra blocker downfield for me. But yeah, just amazing. Casey Keeler opted to let it run down to the 2-minute timeout. Here comes the motion again by Day, but Watson's going to keep it themselves this time and run up the middle once again for good couple yards to put the Bearcats inside the 10. The Bearcats would let this clock run down, as you can see in a few seconds. Let it run down to 1:14. Keeler, as you saw at the top of the screen, runs down quickly to call timeout before the Bearcats got a delay of game. But just, you know, nothing crazy, but just something to keep an eye on. To not to keep an eye on, just to, for y'all to watch this, just to give y'all a bigger picture as to what happened on this drive. Out of the timeout, motion again by Day, handoff up the middle of the Ducker, and O-line just keeps on barreling to the right side. And the Bearcats are going to let the clock run down after Texas State calls their third and final timeout to stop it at 1:07. Out of the Texas State timeout, Watson will get the ball under center, just run to Pavon's spot, let the clock run down because Sam Houston has one last timeout. But what really hurts Texas State is this guy right here getting hurt, because with this ball ending on a play where the clock keeps running, basically with the Watson take the knee, the refs have to stop the clock at 59 seconds. They let it take one more to 58 right here, as you saw. But with it being an injured player and Texas State no longer having any timeouts, it's a 10-second runoff. Clock starts on the ref's signal, which allows Sam Houston to run the clock all the way down to 9 seconds. It's 58 right here, but it will get down to 9. And with 9 seconds left, it sets up Christian Pavon, the former walk-on from Willis, Texas, for the go-ahead, game-winning 25-yard field goal. Good. And you can see a little familiar face right on the sideline getting to watch it all unfold in front of his eyes. I mean, personally, guys, I wanted to talk about this drive. I mean, not just because I just couldn't stop thinking about it, but it was just amazing what the Bearcats were able to do on this drive, and one of the biggest games in program history and the biggest game so far in the FBS era. I mean, you talk about the old line and how much they've improved from last year. It has been remarkable, and it's all thanks to, Kevin Schott once again, the strength and conditioning coach, and new offensive line coach Mike Bankston. The tight ends played a crucial role, especially out at 12 personnel. Again, one running back, two tight ends. For those that don't know, not familiar with that kind of football terminology, I mean, you got to hand to Matt Merkins, who's done a tremendous job working with the tight ends, Elijah Sohn, and Fernando Garza III, specifically on this drive. You also got to give credit to Chris Buckner, the wide receivers coach, the passing game coordinator. I mean, the Bearcats didn't run a single passing play on this drive, but he gets his wide receivers ready to not just be a pass catcher, but also be a runner when they need to be. And that's all in great coordination with, John Johnson, the running backs coach, the assistant head coach, and also the offensive coordinator, Brad Cornelson. And I was one of those people that didn't like the play calling last year, but at the end of the day, that's just Sam Houston just wasn't ready yet at this point last year. They weren't ready yet to, you know, have the leap that they're having right now at 5-1 at the halfway point of the season, heading into the bye week, one win away from bowl eligibility. And it's also all thanks to head coach Casey Keeler, who has done a tremendous job throughout his career surrounding himself with a great staff with football minds that'll come together and put out a great product on the field. Again, still got a long way to go, but Sam Houston has become quietly, you could say, one of the greatest stories in college football. And there's still work to be done. And as the great Kobe Bryant once said, the job is not finished. If you liked this video, be sure to leave a like today and also subscribe to Sam Houston Sports Talk for all the Bearcat talk. We got more content coming your way, but for now, eat 'em up, cats. Have a great rest of your day.